The LieDeck Revolution, alrighty. I've been reading this book for the past few months, a bit at a time. Outline of the story: a man called Victor Helliwell, a cab driver and a bit of a recluse, perfects a machine, a foolproof lie detector. He cuts a deal with a corporate bigwig named of Randall Whiteside, who's manufacturing this device, getting it onto the market, giving it to the UN, getting it out there. And Victor wants protection, of course, which Whiteside is happy to provide. It's set in Canada against the backdrop of a second Cold War. Political dirty dealings are afoot. Events play out at a swift pace in some parts of the book. The LieDeck Revolution is a messy revolution, as revolutions tend to be, lots of casualties. Can humanity come to grips with this game-changing invention, or will we descend into chaos? For me, this is a humanistic tale set against the backdrop of a global panic. What really comes through is the way certain characters warm to each other as the story picks up the pace, and as events force people together. I found myself trying more so with the Victor Helliwell and Steve Sutherland characters, trying to picture them on the big screen. Sutherland would be a very conflicted person, not easy to play. Helliwell, more sure of himself, perhaps a little edgy and hostile at times. Early on in the book I found myself asking why Randall Whiteside was not more suspicious and skeptical of Victor. I was trying to identify with Randall. If I were him, I think I'd have trodden a bit more cautiously in the early goings. It's genuinely gripping and thought-provoking, this book. Political, social, economic, moral, religious and emotional dimensions to it. I really like Jim Stark's writing style, Jim the author. His style has a charming flow to it. Fast and slow, and fast again and slow. Chapter 48, the Nick Godfrey as Prime Minister speech before the House of Commons. I found this a bit difficult to picture. It's hard to see an amazing situation like this being dealt with in this way. A Prime Minister being applauded and supported in such a way by allies and opponents alike. With this set of circumstances surrounding and penetrating the minds of politicians, lawmakers, I can imagine a conservative reaction, for the most part negative, defensive, heavily influenced by the wants of special interest groups, I would think. The language would be dominated by terms like national security and public order. I don't think this imagining of mine makes me a cynic, necessarily. I can remember corresponding with Jim, the author, several months ago, I suppose it would have been. And this was after I'd read about 10 or 12 chapters. I said to him I could see this being turned into a film, something he's clearly considered. I'd like to revise my view somewhat. I don't think all of this could fit into just one movie. Yeah, it would be a cram job with heavy cuts if it were just one movie. Even if you wanted it to be 3 hours long, yeah, I think it'd be a bit of a squeeze, so to speak. So more than one film would be required, in my opinion. The Prime Minister declaring war on suicide in chapter 59. I had to have a little chuckle at that one. The idea of a head of government, a politician, behaving and speaking so candidly before the press or the media is, yeah, a little surreal. Yeah, I really like the tense build-up before the end of the book. I won't give away the plot line. I don't want to spoil it for would-be readers. But yeah, a good build-up. Just like a good piece of music, I like a book, a story with plenty of twists and turns. And I like a story which keeps me guessing and builds the suspense towards the conclusion. Yeah, I highly recommend this book, yeah. Raises many questions that are worth serious consideration. And when this book ends, I was disappointed. Not by the material, but because I wanted it to continue, to carry on. Too many unanswered questions. Loose ends to tie up. But there is a second book, LieDeck 2, which I haven't read. Hopefully Jim will send me a copy of that if he would be so kind. More twists and turns and surprises in the next instalment, I suspect. Yeah. On a parting note here, I find it interesting how the author deals with male-female relations in the book. It's a theme or main vein running through the story, which gives some insights, dare I say, into the author's attitude and views, maybe. That being said, I will bid you good day, folks. Have a good one, wherever you are. Take care of yourselves. Peace.